right, good morning, everyone. Welcome on in. Talk back here on a Friday. I'm Al Quartermont along with Stephen Maxwell on this National Bologna Day. My bologna has a first name.
Do you like bologna?
I do. I have to admit I do. Especially fried. You like fried bologna?
Not a big fan.
No?
No.
Really?
I'll eat it, but it's not my favorite.
Not your favorite.
Take ham instead.
All right. It's also Good and Plenty Day. Do you like that candy?
No.
Because it's licorice?
Yes, I hate it.
You hate licorice?
Yes.
Wow.
I like red licorice.
Yeah. That's not really licorice.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like it.
All right. We've got a good show for you today. Coming up at 7:30, State Representative Gabe Firment will join us on the phone. He's down in Baton Rouge, where we have a special session going on. We'll get an update on where things lie as far as what they're trying to do with pushback next year's primaries for the federal elections. We'll see how that goes. Looks like they made pretty good progress yesterday. I know the session is supposed to last till November 13th, but I have the feeling it's not going to go that long. What do you think?
I think they'll be happy about that.
Well, it's hunting season too.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to ask Gabe his thoughts there because I know that he is a hunter. 318-442-8255 if you want to jump into the conversation right now. And then we'll have plenty of open line time coming up in our 8 o'clock hour as well. High school football tonight should be a pretty gorgeous night. The Menard Eagles are at home. They take on the Yellow Jackets of Kinder. You're nothing but a yellow jacket. The Ash Trojans are on the road up in Ruston. Bolton is at home. They host the Avoyelles Mustangs. Buckeye, they'll be on the road taking on Caldwell Parish. Bunkie is at home facing the Gina Giants. And let's see here. Trying to find Grant Cougars are at home tonight against Franklin Parish. Northwood hosts Lakeview. LaSalle Tigers are at St. Mary up in Natchitoches. The Leesville Wampus Cats, they are on the road tonight against Washington Marion. Their nickname, do you know the Washington Marion nickname for their school? The Charging Indians. Manny is at Red River. Marksville hosts Vidalia. Montgomery is at Logansport. Tioga and Peabody square off tonight. That game over at Peabody High School. The Pineville Rebels host West Monroe. That is also at 7 o'clock tonight. And Winfield is at Mansfield. Also want to remind you folks, if you enjoy watching some college football, we've got some Friday college football over at Louisiana Christian University. Because of the impending rain for tomorrow, they move the game with Texas College to tonight at 6 o'clock. So you can head over to Wildcat Stadium and catch some college football if you enjoy that sort of thing.
Interesting story about State Senator Jay Luno.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it yesterday?
I did not.
He says he will not be running for U.S. Senate as a Democrat. Apparently he was one of the leading ones after John Bell announced he wasn't going to do it. But he wouldn't rule out that he might run for governor.
Really?
However, he goes, I'm not actively seeking it. I'd love to have the job, but I don't know if I can beat Jeff, and I don't know if I would run against him. I don't think he's done a bad job overall.
Really?
And Jay Luno, of course, is a state senator from Alexandria, Democrat. And
wow, how did I miss that?
I just saw it. It's on NOLA.com.
Oh, okay.
Tyler Bridges.
Tyler Bridges' story.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, I mean, that's one thing we're all going to be looking out for. I know it's probably not top of people's mind because the Republican primary is going to get most of the attention, but who will be running for U.S. Senate as the Democrat in Louisiana?
Yeah.
You never know
what
could happen.
Yeah, it's a pretty crowded field on the Republican side. Bill Cassidy running for re-election has drawn competition like State Treasurer John Fleming, State Senator Blake Miguez, Sammy Wyatt, the lady from South Louisiana. I'm trying to remember her name.
I think it was St. Tammany Parish.
St. Tammany Parish.
I don't remember her name.
Yeah. And it seemed like one other person has announced, if I remember right. But
you named all the ones I know.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so, yeah.
No, we're still so far away, too. We've been talking about it for so long.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And potentially even further away if they if they move the dates to later next year, which I think is it May that they're looking at with a June runoff?
I think you're right.
Is the timeline at this point?
And a lot of it has to do with the redistricting issue in the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
With Cleo
That's why they're
Fields.
pushing it back, because they're hoping that it'll give time to redraw the district before they have that election.
Yeah.
Because that will be a federal race. Just the whole thing has been so bizarre the last couple of years. Oh boy. So we'll see. But
I think it would have been really interesting to see Luna run for that spot, though. It would have been really fun for our area.
Oh yeah.
As a reporter, just covering it,
Yeah.
But it makes sense. It'd be a tough race. He goes, federal politics isn't really something I want to be a part of right now. Just kind of the nastiness of it, he said. And
this is his last term, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's term limited after this.
And so his future, of course, we'll see what that looks like. But not running for U.S. Senate. That is, and neither is John Bel Edwards. So I'm trying to think, are there any big names in the Democratic Party in Louisiana that'd be a viable candidate? I'm trying to rack my brain here.
Well, Cleo Fields might need a job.
I don't know if he'd have much of a chance there. But you never know.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that, and this isn't like a biased thing to say, but the Louisiana Democratic Party it's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Quieter than usual.
It's been waning. I mean, we've seen over the last 15 or so years how the Republicans have gained much more of a stronghold in this state. But you never know, because when we talked about it the other day, when John Bel Edwards was able to defeat David Vitter and then get reelected, despite a trend where almost every other statewide race goes toward Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
So it does show, and I think the open primary system is part of the reason why, that there are still plenty of people that, when it comes to making a vote, maybe don't always go 100% party, but go more on the person in some cases.
And it's going to have to be, I mean, whatever you want to say about John Bel and whatever you thought he was at the end of the day, I mean, it's going to have to be somebody like him.
Yeah.
You know, Bible-toting, gun-loving, pro-life Democrat. That's how you're going to do it in Louisiana.
At least in words, if not in actions.
That's what I'm saying. Is you're going to have to run like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember whenever Stephen Handwerk was over the Louisiana Democratic Party, 10 years ago, very active, very viable. And it's just kind of, like you said, waned. It's a good point.
Yeah. Which I think, I don't know. I was going to say maybe because nationally it's trended that way a little more, but even more so here in Louisiana, and I'd say across the South too, has gotten a lot more Republican or a lot more red.
I think we're having to redefine everything too now with the MAGA movement. You know, what is a centrist? What is a leftist?
Mm-hmm.
What is a right-leaning person?
Yeah, yeah.
It's changing definitions, as it always is.
Oh, for sure. For sure. So yeah, yesterday was the first day of this special session. The front-running proposal coming from out of the session is called House Bill 1, and there's an identical Senate Bill 1. It would push the primary schedule back by about a month next year. Instead of an April 18th party primary for the congressional races, Senate races, and State Supreme Court, also Bessie Board and Public Service Commission, the new date would be May 16th. And then the primary runoff would be changed from May 30th to June 27th. And the start of qualifying would be pushed back from January 14th to February 11th. So Senator Caleb Kleinpeter was the sponsor of the Senate bill, and Representative Bo Bolio of New Iberia, the House bill. I have the feeling this is going to go fairly quickly. And what's it all about if you're not sure? Maybe you haven't listened as much the last couple days as we've been talking about this goes back to in 2024 when the state lawmakers crafted the 6th congressional district, which was basically to carve out a second, what they call majority minority black district. That opened the door for Cleo Fields to win election, a district that spans from Baton Rouge all the way to Shreveport in a very narrow path that comes across to Alexandria as well. It probably is not going to survive Supreme Court scrutiny, as the court looked at this last week. In anticipation of that and the potential of having to redraw the maps again, that's why they want to push this back a little bit, so that whatever that ends up being, then you'll have candidates running for those new, at least that new district.
And the Supreme Court has to make that decision by the summer. So it could be a year, but I think they're anticipating that's going to be done hopefully by the end of the year, and they can push back the election, like he said, and then remove him from office. But who will run for the, if we go back to the old maps, I don't know how that's going to look, what it's going to look like after that if it does get turned down. But maybe Garrett Graves will get his job back.
I mean, anything is possible these days.
You brought up a good point. Maybe Garrett Graves will run for governor. How funny would that be?
It would be interesting.
It would be very interesting.
Yeah. So that's all that we know at this point, but we'll get more insight from it. State Representative Gabe Firment will be calling into the show when we come back on the other side of this break. Thanks for tuning in here on a Friday Talkback.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Futures are trending higher as investors bet on Federal Reserve interest rate cuts ahead of a key inflation reading today. Analysts predict consumer prices crept higher last month. About 12,000 unionized Starbucks workers at 650 stores will be holding strike authorization votes today as a wave of rallies and pickets get underway at locations across the country. They're fighting for better contracts. Expect more delays and cancellations from Alaska Air today following another IT outage, its second in a year. This comes as the airline delivered worse than expected quarterly results, dragged down by its initial outage and bad weather. And Amazon's helping indecisive gift shoppers ahead of the holidays. It's rolling out a new AI-powered tool that recommends a specific product when people get overwhelmed with options. It's called Help Me Decide, and it automatically pops up when you're looking at options on Amazon's website or app and makes recommendations based on what you're looking for and your shopping history. Monica Ricks, Bloomberg Radio.
Did you know you could be missing out on some of the coolest events in town? With the Rapides Parish Library's easy online calendar, you get instant access to workshops, painting classes, book clubs, and more, right from your phone or computer. Just click, search, sign up, and show up. Unlock a world of learning, events, fun, and online access, all with your RPL library card. Visit rpl.org and get connected today.
Well, good morning. Sunny skies on our Friday. 84 will be the afternoon high. We'll see winds out of the southeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Down tonight, considerable cloudiness. Overnight lows down to 63 degrees. And then for Saturday, a mixture of sunshine and clouds. Thunderstorms, there good chance, a 60% chance. Afternoon high, 73. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BON Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BON Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
And we are back on this Friday. Al Quartermont, Stephen Maxwell with you, 318-442-8255. Time to talk with our first guest of the morning, and that is State Representative Gabe Firment, who represents Grant Parish, LaSalle Parish, a little bit even into Natchitoches Parish. He is down in Baton Rouge for this current special session, which is looking at potentially moving back next year's federal election primary races to allow for the Supreme Court to do what they got to do concerning the 6th congressional district. It's been a lot Gabe Furman joins us. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Al. Morning, Stephen.
Morning.
So it began yesterday at 2 o'clock. And what kind of progress did the legislature make yesterday?
Well, it was a pretty easy day for the House. We just read in the 2 House bills that we're going to hear, and or actually read in 4. We've got 4 bills, two that I expect to progress, and the Senate actually read in their bills, but they also had a committee meeting. Senate Governmental Affairs Committee met and passed their 2 bills out of committee. So today I would expect another pretty easy day for the House. We will most likely just convene for a little while and receive the 2 Senate bills in the House. So I would expect that the Senate, who goes in this morning, will debate their 2 bills and hopefully pass those on to the House.
Can you explain what the bills are, the language of them, or summarize what they both do?
Yes, and we've got essentially identical versions in the House and in the Senate. House Bill 1, House Bill 2, Senate Bill 1, and Senate Bill 2. And really all the House Bill 1 and Senate Bill 1 does is move the dates of the primary election that's currently scheduled for mid-April, just pushes those elections back about a month. And the other bills just do the same with the constitutional amendments.
Okay.
I'm assuming you guys are hoping and thinking that the Supreme Court is going to make its decision by the end of the year?
Right. We are certainly anticipating a decision by the end of the year. Of course, there's no guarantee. They've got till the summer actually to issue their ruling, but people who are in the middle of this, Speaker Pro Tem Johnson and Chairman Bollier, seem to think that there's a real good chance that we're going to get that ruling before the end of the year. And that's why we're doing this. We need to push those dates back and have a little more time for candidates to qualify, for us to hopefully get a new congressional map drawn, most likely in January, to minimize confusion and to allow us to for the map that we draw to be in conformity with the decision from the Supreme Court.
I suspect those are already probably being drawn somewhere. What do you expect it to look like? Is it going to look a lot like the old one?
It's hard to say. And, I have heard speculation that there's this, there's one map that's being drawn, and that's the map that's going to pass. But, these maps are just part of a bill. The maps are introduced in a bill, and every member, all 105 House members and all 39 Senate members, can draw their own maps. And I would expect that we would have multiple maps by multiple members. I may even get in on that and draw a map and file a bill. So I don't know that there's a master plan there to draw a new map, but it's certainly a good possibility. I think that it could look like the old map that we passed in 2022, but no guarantee of that.
Talking with State Representative Gabe Furman, I know that the call for this session is until November 13th. Is there any reason to believe it'll go even close to that long?
I don't think so. I really think there's a good chance that we could wrap things up by the end of next week, maybe even sooner.
Wow. Which is key, because this time of year, I'm sure you'd rather be up in Grand Parish for a few reasons.
Well, as we are speaking, I'm getting pictures from my game camera, right there on my favorite deer stand. So, whatever it takes to serve the people, but you're right. There's other places I would sure prefer to be right now.
He's like, if there's any reason, there's a reason I'd rather be back in Grand Parish.
Yeah. Are you seeing any?
We've got a football game tonight.
That's right.
Yeah, a lot of things to do back home for sure.
Yeah. Anything interesting popping up on the deer camera?
Nothing worth shooting, unfortunately. But you never know.
That's right. Take some patience.
You don't have to answer that. I'm kind of curious. I was talking about that story with Senator Jay Leno not running for U.S. Senate. Are you hearing any rumblings of who might run on the Democratic ticket?
No, not really. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to be bashful about giving you my opinion. I think nobody wants to run, whether it's John Bell or Jay, because they can't win. I mean, Louisiana is a red state, and we've got conservative values, and the Democratic Party is in complete shambles, and they can't win a statewide race. So, no surprise to me that neither of those guys are going to run.
Yesterday, we talked a little bit about the poll that came out looking at not only just the thought of the closed primary, but also looking at the popularity of President Trump, of Governor Landry. We've seen Governor Landry's popularity numbers are kind of going down, and his unfavorable numbers are going up. And I thought Joe Cunningham had a pretty insightful article about that on the Hayride, just saying a lot of that's tied to what happened with the legislature, with the last legislative session and insurance, and then also even this congressional map situation. Do you think, I don't know if you can answer this or not, but I hear people say, oh, this could be a one-term governor. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, look, I'll just say this. I'm glad they didn't put the legislature in that poll. Look, our numbers probably would have been worse than anybody else's. And so, look, I think human nature is to, the tendency is to focus on the negative. And even for me, I think more about the bills that I didn't get passed. And I worry more about what we didn't do rather than what we were able to accomplish. And, we just finished up a month-long legislative roadshow where we made 9 stops around the state, talking about the good things that we've done under Governor Landry and Speaker DeVilliers. And of course, we didn't achieve everything we wanted to, but when you look at what we've done, moving in education from 50th to 32nd, we've seen 20 insurance companies file for rate decreases on auto insurance since the first of the year. We're seeing new homeowner companies come into the market, and I think our cities in some parts of the state are becoming safer. I mean, you look at what the state police are doing in New Orleans, and so reorganizing DOTD. We've done so much good stuff, but it just comes with the territory that people focus on the negative, and for me, that just motivates me to try even harder and to keep pushing for reform and to keep making Louisiana a better place to raise my family and everybody's family.
Was there anything that surprised you about that poll as you looked it over?
I haven't really dug into it. Now, I think when you look at the questions around closed primaries, the manner in which the questions were posed, I think makes it pretty obvious that the intent was to portray closed primaries in a negative light. But I'm 100% behind closed primaries. I think it's just ludicrous that we let Democrats essentially accuse the Republican candidate for the general election in many cases. And so for me, if we're going to maintain ideological purity and if party affiliation is going to mean something, then we need the closed primary system.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I broke it down a little bit yesterday on the show that, the way that the questions were framed, you almost wouldn't say that you support that, especially if you say, well, if you know it's going to cost this much, do you still support it, essentially? So I agree with you.
The questions were obviously needing the person taking the survey to answer in a particular manner. But look, that's what pollsters do. They're going to frame the questions in a way that benefits the person paying for the survey.
For sure. All right. Well, Stephen?
No, I appreciate your time, and you're saying that you don't get everything you want in politics, and sometimes
believe it or not, And you can't make everybody happy all the time either. But but we're trying.
Can't always get what you want. But
that's right.
Try sometimes, you get what you need. All right. What time do you have to be over at the Capitol today?
Well, I think I'll probably pop in over at the House and Governmental Affairs committee meeting. I think it starts at 9. I've got another meeting before then that I need to make, but I believe we go in at 1 o'clock today in the House.
Do you have a favorite breakfast or lunch spot down in Baton Rouge?
Not really.
There's no Route 22 down there, huh?
Well, and look, my friends, I've got a friend back home that's in my Sunday school class that accused me of, doing nothing down here but eating filet mignon and bacon wrapped shrimp. But believe it or not, that is not the case. I'm usually too busy to go out to eat, but that's the perception. But I will say it's probably my favorite spot. There's a little Italian place downtown called Little Village. So
Olive Garden.
No, it's a little better than Olive Garden, although there's nothing wrong with Olive Garden. But,
hey, I will say this. I went to Rue 22 for the first time a couple weeks ago, and everybody has completely been underselling that place. It is insanely fantastic. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable what Benita's done, and hopefully you got a chance to see the gym and the auditorium and the walking trail. I mean, it's just revitalized the whole community. My son actually works up there at B22, and so she employs kids from around the community, and they've got the Parkinson's therapy that they offer, and I believe we've got a physical therapy office coming there that will be on campus. So just really amazing, and what a blessing that whole facility's been to Grant Parish.
I was kind of begging her to maybe, expand to Rapides Parish. I don't think she was having any of that. So.
Well, no, maybe we'll see Rapides expand to Grant.
That's right. There we go.
So,
there you go.
I think she'll certainly welcome Rapides citizens who want to come and try Route 22 or the workout facilities there at B22. So Benita Pruitt Armour is who owns B22 and Route 22, but she was just recognized as an Angel of the Year by Blue Cross, which was really a tremendous honor for her, and we're just proud of her and proud of B22.
We had someone comment, Gabe for governor. You told me to tell you.
Hey, I don't know. I think my phone numbers are a little better in Grant Parish than they would be if I ran for governor. So one election at a time.
There you go.
You have your bacon wrapped shrimp all day, every day.
And eat it too.
Thanks.
All right, Gabe Kermit, State
you.
Representative, District 22. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. We'll take a break and come back with more.
KSYL.
Ready for the ultimate game day? This football season, Southern Air and LSU Athletics want you as the Southern Air fan of the game. Each week, one lucky winner scores 4 LSU home game tickets, VIP hospitality, pregame sideline access, and the chance to cheer on the Tigers. Plus, all winners are entered to win a brand new side-by-side at season's end. Enter now at southernairnow.com or Southern Air's Facebook page. Southern Air, cooling, heating, plumbing, and generators. Learn more at southernairnow.com. Go Tigers.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Pinhook Bourbon. We're getting you ready for Tigers, Aggies, and Saints Bucks. Join us 3 to 6 for AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Pinhook Bourbon.
This month, Pure Talk is supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat vets struggling with PTSD. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. Sure, I like the unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and you will too. But you will love being in business with a company that shares your values. Dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication on your accounts, report phishing, and update your software on all your devices. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. So stay smart, stay safe, and stay protected with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use the promo code BECK. Terms do apply.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, we are back here on Talkback. Alan Stephen with you on a Friday. 318-442-8255 is our number on the BOM Bank Talk line. And let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. We're talking with Representative Furman about political polling and stuff, and I've only been unemployed 60 days, and I already got my first call. And it said no caller ID. When they called me, but I took the call anyways just to see what it was, and I couldn't actually discern what kind of group it was asking the questions, but they were and they were kind of tricky because some of the questions were the inverse of a couple of questions before. It was a woman that was asking me about Louisiana politics, and so I was glad to give my opinion. It took about 20 to 30 minutes, but I was just doing yard work. I had her on my headphone, but I could tell that they were probing about the governor's race because they asked some questions about Jeff Landry, asked me if how likely I was to vote for him again, and I don't know if her questionnaire took a direction depending on the early answers or not.
Yes, they usually do that.
Do they? Okay. Well, it covered Jeff Landry. It covered insurance rates. It was a lot about insurance rates. And some of the questions were like, do you support, what's our insurance commissioner's name?
Tim something.
Yes. Yeah.
Tim
it was
Temple.
Tim something.
Tim Temple.
Tim Temple. Yeah. And do you think, another one was, do you think that he's responsible for, the higher rates since he has more power to change that? And then they asked if I'd be in favor for legislation that would set the rates, for insurance companies. And then in the back, after a couple of questions after that, they would say it was like the inverse of that question. And so, you really had to kind of pay attention to what she was saying and just not give her your top of the head answer because the questions were like the inverse of each other sometimes. But I thought it was interesting. I don't know who's paying for it. She didn't have a Louisiana accent. She didn't sound foreign, but she didn't have a Louisiana accent. But I mean, some people say I don't have a Louisiana accent, so I don't know.
Neither does
who it
Al.
was, but well, it's because Al's born and raised in Wisconsin. But
Oh yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I thought it was good that they're polling, but I don't know who it was. It was interesting to take the questions, and she was very pleasant. She kept thanking me for taking. I don't know if they have a hard time getting people to answer these questions, but she was continuously thanking me for taking the time to speak to her, and that we're almost finished. She had several different phrases of we're in the home stretch. They're in the final, trying to let me know that it's not much longer, but it really was. She started saying that about halfway through. But anyways, if you're home, I always said it, they only poll the unemployed people, and it didn't take long for me to figure out that was actually the case. Anyway, I thought I'd give my 2 cents. Y'all have a great day.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate that
I
insight.
get a couple of them sometimes, and I hang up.
Do you?
Well, heck no. You don't want my opinion anyway. Speaking of accents, I keep misperishing people. Twice now. We had a guy, Noah Miller, come in here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, where are you at from Avoyelles Parish?
He's from Vedran.
He's from Evangeline. And then there's a guy who works at the gym I go to, and he's sounds like he's straight from Avoyelles Parish. Like, where you at from Avoyelles Parish? He's like, I'm from here. It's like, okay, I'm just going to stop this now.
What did you say? Misperishing them?
Yeah.
Kind of like misgendering them.
Yeah, you said it, not me.
Misperishing. Yeah. It's good to know. Yeah, the accents. Sometimes it is just hard to tell where people are from.
I don't think I have a Louisiana accent. When I go to Idaho to visit family, they say I do. But people here probably don't think I do.
Right.
I have a weird accent.
It's kind of a mutt accent. Okay. Combination of several.
No, that's true.
Yeah. But now I lost my cheesehead accent a long time ago. Because if I didn't, I'd say a long time ago.
Well, that's the broadcast industry. You got to have a generic Midwesterner accent.
Yeah. Remember the lady that worked at the courthouse? She was with the police jury.
Oh, yeah, Wendy.
Wendy, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think she's here anymore.
No, she's back in Wisconsin.
She's hardcore Wisconsin accent.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm so excited about the Packers this year. I got my season tickets.
Oh, trust me, I heard about all the Packers because I feel like I cover the Packers so much.
Oh, yeah.
So we get to know them all really well. And I still talk to her once in a while.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
She always razzes me about the Cowboys.
Oh, hi, Steven.
I was like, you don't need to razz me about the Cowboys anymore. I can look in the mirror and do it to myself.
Just when they were doing good.
It was a catch.
Oh, man. All right, we'll take another break.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
This is Dr. Jonathan Hunter. At the clinics, your health is our priority. Whether it's a routine checkup or ongoing care, we are here for you. Dr. Noah Miller, our newest family medicine physician, along with 5 other dedicated family physicians, are now accepting new patients. Schedule your appointment today. And remember, if you're ever admitted to the hospital, our doctors will see you there too. Most insurance and Medicare are accepted. The Clinics, 1587 North Bolton, 445-9823, online at theclinics.us.
Central Louisiana has what it takes. Strong workforce, perfect location, and a legacy of getting things done. That's why Beaver Lake Renewable Energy is producing clean fuel in Pineville, investing $2.5 billion, bringing 1,100 construction jobs, 600 permanent jobs, and millions in local tax revenue. Made here, powered by us. Visit BeaverLakeEnergy.com and see how we're putting Central Louisiana back on the map.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
If it's happening in Cenla,
we will.
If you're 55 and up, come to the Halloween Trunk or Treat Thursday the 30th at Magnolia Baptist Church, presented by the Rapides Council on Aging. Stop by from 11 till 2 for free refreshments, fun, and info about senior services available to you.
Get ready for action as Louisiana Christian University presents Dorm Wars on Friday, November the 7th. Come to Wildcat Stadium at 1 for an Olympic-style competition between dorms. Who will be the champion?
If you love Billy Joel, Friday, November 14th is your night. Huckleberry Brewing Company presents the Billy Joel Tribute featuring NOLA's Rob Davis. The show starts at 7. Get the details on Facebook.
The Arts Council of Central Louisiana presents One Night of Queen, performed by Gary Mullen and the Works. Friday evening, November 21st at Coughlin Saunders Performing Arts Center. Get tickets at Eventbrite.com.
Make your plans now.
Cenla Broadcasting.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talkback.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Yeah, I was enjoying y'all's discussion about accents.
Yeah.
There was once on I've Got a Secret, a person who could basically call you within, I guess, a half a mile of where you were from based on your accent.
Wow.
Which I thought was kind of interesting. But the reason I called is I'm riding along in the scenic area west of town, and what should I see but a side-by-side ATV driving down the road. Now, that is illegal.
Yep.
And it reminds me of there was once a bill introduced in the state legislature to really put the screws to people who do that. And one of the state senators said, well, you know, it's a good idea. We should do it. But there's not a sheriff in the state that will enforce it.
Yeah. There is a difference between laws passed and laws enforced, because I'm still waiting to see anybody pulled over for going slow in the left lane while I'm trying to drive just about anywhere these days. It always happens, and they never get out of the way, and they're supposed to.
Yeah, and knowing your luck or my luck, the situation will be that they decide to get into the right lane just as you go past them.
Exactly. I mean, some days driving into work, it's like the Indy 500, especially as you get more onto like North MacArthur Drive. But yeah, that does get frustrating.
Well, welcome to the world of reality.
Yes, sir. Yeah, in fact, when I was driving in this morning, there was a lady going fairly slow in the right lane, going about 60 miles an hour where it's 65, and I couldn't get over because there were so many cars. And then finally when I did and got around her, I look, and she's got the phone right there, just reading it as she's driving. And I'm like, seriously?
Well, I mean, she can multitask, don't you know?
Oh, yeah, exactly. All right, that's the music. Thanks for calling in today. We appreciate it and appreciate all the calls. We'll have more coming up in hour number 2 of Talk Back. A lot more fun topics to get into as well here on a Friday. Alan Stephen with you, just kind of hanging out. We appreciate you being with us. And we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenlaw Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3, HD3, Alexandria.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. It's a week and a half late, but the Labor Department's new report on consumer prices shows they rose 3% in September from the year before. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says it'll mean a boost for seniors.
With this report, Social Security benefits will increase by 2.8% starting in January. That annual cost of living or COLA adjustment is based on consumer prices from the third quarter.
That adds up to about $56 a month. Record beef and veal prices, part of those increases. Rents, a little more static. Staffers at the Bureau of Labor Statistics were ordered back to work to put the report together. Political analysts sizing things up after President Trump called off trade talks with Canada overnight in response to a TV ad featuring former President Ronald Reagan talking about tariffs. Larry Gersten says the move could lead to higher inflation.
There are some things from Canada that the United States desperately needs. Steel, wood for building homes and whatnot. These are precious commodities as far as most of us are concerned.
Mr. Trump called the ad egregious behavior. Ontario's Premier Doug Ford just posted to X, President Reagan knew we are stronger together. One of Mr. Trump's political foes is scheduled to make her first court appearance in federal court this morning to answer to charges of mortgage fraud. CBS's Scott McFarland.
It'll be a brief arraignment for New York's top law enforcement official. Letitia James, the attorney general, will be a criminal defendant facing a federal judge in Norfolk federal court. After entering a not guilty plea, defense attorneys indicate they're going to file a motion at some point soon to disqualify the U.S. attorney, arguing she was unlawfully appointed as part of their effort to get the case dismissed.
NBA fans are still stunned over the federal takedown that netted 34 people, including Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, in a double-pronged betting scheme, one of them involving the mafia. Joe Varden writes for The Athletic.
It's going to take some time to understand the true fallout when it comes to, does the average fan trust that the product that the NBA is putting on the floor every night is not compromised?
The Dodgers and the Blue Jays face off in Game 1 of the World Series tonight in Toronto. Blake Snell will pitch for defending champ LA.
Oh, I'm fired up. I can't wait. I mean, we've had time off and just been waiting, watching games, but to be here now, and I ain't been in Toronto for a little while. That's beautiful.
Rookie Trey Yesavage gets the start for the home team. Dow futures are up to 20. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive. See why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive to stay protected on the road. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. At the state capitol, intense debate broke out over a bill to push back the closed party primaries by a month.
Republicans are looking to move the closed party primary from April to May, and the primary runoff election would take place in June instead of May. But black lawmakers oppose change in the election dates as they say it will interfere with the election process. New Orleans Senator Gary Carter had this direct question for First Assistant of the Secretary of State's office, Catherine Newsom.
This legislation, if it were to pass, would interfere with the U.S. midterm elections for the state of Louisiana, correct? You just said yes.
Doesn't interfere. It changes the dates, and we can administer it in April and May or May and June with integrity.
The special session is expected to be short, but the debate is expected to be lively. I'm Jeff Palermo.
Groundbreaking's finally here for Buc-ee's in Ruston with their cleanest bathrooms on the planet, beaver nuggets and barbecue. Mayor Ronnie Walker says they will keep all vehicles moving with 120 gas pumps and...
From the last plans I saw, there's 12 or 13 EV chargers.
LRN.
You too could have a beautiful smile in as little as 12 weeks. Exclusive to Today's Dental in Pineville. Virtual Align Clear Aligners. The fastest, most convenient, affordable way to straighten your teeth for people on the go. Plus, they're invisible. No one will know you're doing it. Experience the virtual Align difference. Call Today's Dental at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. 448-4540.
Well, good morning. Sunny skies on our Friday. 84 will be the afternoon high. We'll see winds out of the southeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Down tonight, considerable cloudiness. Overnight lows down to 63 degrees. And then for Saturday, a mixture of sunshine and clouds. Thunderstorms, good chance, a 60% chance. Afternoon high, 73. From the Zenlaw Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Alan Stevens on the air, bright and early in Louisiana, talking about the news and stories, making folks say wow. They crack jokes, keep it fun, keep it lively, keep it sweet. Mornings never dull when you're tuned into Alan Stevens Beat. Louisiana's heart, where the bayou meets the sky. Alan Stevens bring the vibe, no need to hide. They share tales of old, of folks who live nearby. Every morning's a new day with Alan Stevens by your side. Oh, it's Stevens, they're the best. Tuning in so much, and it's the best. From the bayou to the coast, their shows ahead. Morning radio's got its magic with Alan Stevens lit.
All right, welcome back, everyone, for hour number 2. Thank you to AI for our nice creative open.
That was actually Al singing. AI, Al.
It was. It sampled my voice, and I've got a good voice for singing.
Can you give us a little?
No, that's not me.
I've never heard you sing.
It's also
not even in church. What is wrong with you?
Oh, I sing loud in church.
Oh, okay.
I think all men should do that.
You're a manly man.
Set the example. But I can't sing to these like wimpy praise songs.
Oh.
I hate them.
How do you determine what's a manly praise song?
I don't know, but they're all like, Jesus is my boyfriend. Kind of, like, you know what I'm talking about. I like the old hymns. I'm a traditionalist.
I've never heard Jesus is my boyfriend. I know what you mean, though.
Give me Fanny Crosby. Give me...
Al just sings It Is Well.
Yes.
On loop.
Yes. Definitely. Love that song.
Yeah, well,
It's
you
funny
can
because-
call me a pansy boy, but you won't catch me singing anywhere.
Anywhere?
No.
Nothing? You never sing?
I don't like singing.
Even when you were in a band, you didn't sing? You just play drums?
I played drums. I didn't sing. It says make a joyful noise. There's nothing joyful about what comes out of my singing voice. I barely have a good voice for talking.
You got a good voice for talking.
But it's, yeah. There's just no way. I've sang the Star Spangled Banner before. I hope not.
I have a mediocre singing voice, I feel. But it depends. I think my biggest problem is I don't know if I have like a good ear to hear myself sing like some people do. So I may not be completely in the right key. And it depends on like where the song range is. If it's higher, I probably struggle more than, and if lower, I struggle with that. Kind of like in the middle. So to speak.
What do you call that?
I don't know.
Like baritone or something?
I don't know
Or is
music.
that the deep one?
No, tenor maybe. I don't know music. Maybe somebody does.
I thought tenor was the highest.
Oh, I don't know. I thought that was soprano.
I don't know. I had to take music class in college. I hated every second of it.
Music appreciation? Is that what you took?
I don't know. I'm gonna take that back because I might offend somebody. It wasn't because of the teaching. I just don't care.
Yeah.
That makes me a bad
You should have
person.
taken cinema appreciation. Because you like movies.
I did. So when I went to the Rapids Orchestra, Symphony Orchestra, I love going.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love listening. I'm just not really interested in studying the inner workings of music.
Yeah.
But I appreciate like the Mozarts and the Beethovens and all that kind of stuff. And I love it, but
When you hear something that's good and being well performed, you can appreciate it. Even if you don't know how to explain it.
yeah. If you like a good news story, but I don't expect you to want to know how it's put together.
Right.
There you
You don't want to know how the sausage is made.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Just enjoy the taste.
Move on. Please.
Okay. All right. 318-442-8255.
Oh, what's your favorite kind of sausage?
Oh, bratwurst.
Is that a sausage?
Yes, it is a sausage. Of course it is.
I like a good andouille.
Andouille's good. I do appreciate Louisiana's sausages.
Like I said, I went to Brocado's and they had where they brought it here, red beans and rice with an andouille sausage in it.
Oh,
and you know how,
yeah.
I'm trying to say this without someone making a joke at me. It was the most moist sausage I've ever had in my life. It was fantastic. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane.
Yeah.
It was good.
All right. I like Italian sausage. See, like Johnsonville, if you can get it down here at Walmart now, which is cool, but that's the Wisconsin company, and you can go to Walmart, you can get bratwurst, you can get Italian. They have I think they have, no, they don't know if they have Polish sausage, but they have beer brats. Those are good. You would like those.
Put a bratwurst in crawfish boil. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what else is good in crawfish boil is tortellini. So you can have like a good Italian crawfish boil. You put some tortellini in there, some Italian sausage.
I know
Good
you
to
miss
go.
our friend Kyle doing his crawfish boils.
But here's the thing, Kyle. If we said, Kyle, can you drive down here tomorrow?
He would do it.
From Jackson, Mississippi, he would do it in a heartbeat.
Yep. Be all set to go and cook you up some crawfish.
And then he'd boss us around to help him.
Exactly. He's a great guy.
Yes.
But yeah, food always. You're a foodie, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm less of a foodie because I'm more picky. But
I'll eat anything but bugs. I'd have to be starving to eat a bug.
I know, isn't it funny how there was a little bit for a while this movement where they're like, oh, you're not the future. You're not going to be eating beef. You're going to be eating crickets. You know, it's like,
well, good thing I'll be dead in the future.
Oh yeah, exactly. Now I remember when I was hosting the morning show on TV. One time we had, I think it was the New Orleans Audubon Zoo people up, and they brought bugs they made. They had like, we had stir fry crickets with stir fry. I tried it. It wasn't terrible. I tried to mentally get past it. But the funniest, they made cookies with mealworms in them. We left them out like on the table or the counter, like where the little kitchen set was, and Convicta showed up for work and he didn't know what they were, and he started eating them, and then we told him and he got mad.
I'd be pissed.
He was so mad.
I'd be so mad. But that's hilarious.
It was so funny.
Because you know Tom, when he gets mad, it's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
Not funny, but you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like,
Now, some people, when they get mad, you almost laugh at them because you don't know if they're serious or not. Like, I have a friend, some of you might know him out there, Jordan Meisner. He's a teacher at Pineville. When he's mad, he's hilarious. And it makes it worse because you laugh and that makes him more mad. But seriously, he's the funniest mad guy I've ever been around.
Me and you, when we're both mad, because we've known each other a long time, we'll just make fun of each other.
Yeah.
Like you'll do like the little violin thing or whatever, and it makes him more mad. But then you're like, okay, I'm being a baby.
I can always tell when you're mad because you get like kind of quiet. And you try like a comeback, but it's always like, not the best.
My brain doesn't work when I'm mad.
Yeah. So I try to not let you get mad.
I don't get mad.
No.
I get passionate.
I don't get mad. I get even. All right. So who you like in the World?
Mad, I win.
Who you like in the World Series? It starts tonight. Game 1 up in Toronto.
I got to go for the American team.
You're going for the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
America's team. Yes. First time the World Series will be played outside the U.S. in 32 years.
I like the Blue Jays, but I have to go for the red, white, and blue, baby.
Oh, gosh.
What is wrong? What are you, like a trader now? You going for the Blue Jays?
Yes.
Good Lord. Was it Trump railing about it being played in Canada yesterday or something?
Was he really?
I think so. Yeah.
I know he cut off trade ties with Canada because they ran an anti-tariff ad up there. Where they use a clip out of context from Ronald Reagan.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
So he shut it down. But, I mean...
Interesting.
Yeah. Of course, most of the players on the Blue Jays are American. There are only a handful of Canadian players.
The Blue Jays is my favorite logo.
Oh, yeah. This is a cool logo.
So...
I had a Blue Jays batting helmet when I was a kid. Like one of those little plastic batting helmets. Because I like that logo.
Yeah.
I was the same way. I thought it was a very cool
Blue Jays, Cardinals, and the 2 Sox. Those are the best.
Yep.
You know what I did last night? I'm kind of tired this morning. I got like on this weird tangent where I was just looking up old videos of Babe Ruth for no reason.
Oh, really?
I don't know why.
Wow.
It was very interesting. It was fun. But I was up to like 1. Just lost track of time.
The thing I always say about Babe Ruth, because, people are comparing Ohtani to him or saying he's even better. It's just that when Ruth was doing the things he did, nobody else was even close to doing what he did. He was so head and shoulders above everyone. Ohtani's a freak for this time because he's a good pitcher and he's a great hitter. And at times he looks like a great pitcher too, but I don't know if I'm ready to put him on the Babe Ruth level yet. And Babe Ruth was a national icon. Now, the one thing Ohtani has done, he's given baseball a little bit more international following, especially from places like Japan and Korea. So that's good. But
I mean, you'll never replicate the fame of a Babe Ruth.
No. I mean, it's hard.
But Ohtani might break his, statistical records. Who knows?
I don't know if you can get... Because when he came into the league, I think he was 24, 25 maybe. So, you never know. I mean, as physically gifted as he is, he may play till he's in his 40s. Now, Aaron Judge, I think, has a legit chance to get 700 homers if he keeps it up on his pace. He's really, really talented as well. The one thing I've noticed, though, kind of about the younger generation, is they have no historical perspective at all. Like, I feel like even when I was a kid, yeah, I was growing up in the 70s into the 80s, but I read all about Ted Williams and Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio, and like I had appreciation for the past. You know, even now, like I hear a lot of young people talk about Will Chamberlain's 100-point game, and they'll say, "Oh, but there's no video of it. There's no evidence it actually happened. How do we know it happened?" I'm like, that you didn't have video evidence of almost anything in sports back then.
I don't know if George Washington happened then. So.
Right. I mean, if that's what's going to convince you. Speaking of video, in light of or in the wake of the NBA batting scandal that was announced yesterday, there are so many videos now on Twitter that people are posting of players doing things that just seem really strange in the context of the game, where you're like, oh my gosh, is this widespread, this problem? And it doesn't have to be where you fix the game so much as you fix things within the game. What I mean by that is so much of sports betting now is tied to what they call prop bets, which is like, okay, this player is going to play 20 minutes and score 10 points. How much will people bet on that? And then if the player, and that's one of the things that they're accusing Terry Rozier from the Miami Heat of doing, was he left the game early where he claimed that he injured his foot, and he only played like 8 minutes when the prop bet was he'd play at least 15, things like that. So I feel like now it's calling into question almost everything, at least in basketball.
I guess you could.
Yeah.
You could take anything and make it look weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, this is the whole reason that sports kept itself away from gambling for years, because they didn't want to have any insinuation of impropriety stemming from the Black Sox scandal and the lifetime bans of some of those players, including shoeless Joe Jackson, which when you go back and look, I mean, it's hard to see where Jackson maybe really would have done anything, because he hit like 350 during that World Series. And then you had in the 60s, Alex Karras and Paul Hornung were suspended for, was it a whole year? I can't remember, but for their association. Willie Mays, for a while, was not allowed into baseball because he was basically like a spokesman for a casino in New Jersey. I mean, just, they were so meticulous about this being an issue. But fast forward to 2025, every single sporting event is sponsored by DraftKings, ESPN Bet, blah, blah, blah. I mean, all of them, FanDuel.
You can separate the two, but it's just, money talks, right?
It does. Yeah. And there was a video I saw of one of the players, I won't say his name, but the person was laying out the video scenario where his team was favored to win by, well, the spread was 11.5. And it shows like at the end of the game, there's a guy at the free throw line and they're up by 11. And he makes both free throws to put them up by 13. So it looks like that spread is covered, but then the last second they leave a guy open on the wing and he hits a 3-pointer. It's just like little things like that now. And they're showing the reaction on the bench. The players like, oh my God, like realizing that they didn't cover the spread kind of thing.
Sometimes these videos can be manipulated.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who knows, honestly?
Yeah.
Did you hear Stephen A. say that basically it's the Trump FBI coming after the NBA? Come on.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
So was there not fraud?
Well, and these investigations started during the Biden administration.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So, yeah, I've never heard Trump complain about the NBA. Well, the NFL he had for some of its wokeism and stuff, but I never really heard him talk about the NBA too much. So I don't know.
If there was fraud, there was fraud, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, we need to take a break. We'll come back with some calls.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
Central Louisiana has what it takes. Strong workforce, perfect location, and a legacy of getting things done. That's why Beaver Lake Renewable Energy is producing clean fuel in Pineville, investing $2.5 billion, bringing 1,100 construction jobs, 600 permanent jobs, and millions in local tax revenue. Made here, powered by us. Visit BeaverLakeEnergy.com and see how we're putting Central Louisiana back on the map.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of St. best at Bricato's restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt in your mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricato's restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Think about it. You take thousands of steps every day. Shouldn't every single one of them feel amazing? Well, with Arch Fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins, they can. Skechers teamed up with podiatrists to design a shoe that provides amazing arch support for all-day comfort. And best of all, you get all this comfort, stability, and support with the ease of Skechers slip-ins technology. Just slip them on. There's no bending down and no struggling to tie your shoes. Just step in and go. Try Arch Fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever comfortable footwear is sold.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. Now back to Talk Back.
All right, we're back. Alan Stephen with you. To the phones we go. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning, Alan Stephen. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Al, you're right. This generation has no respect for the past when it comes to past accomplishment in sports, history, things of that nature, because there's such a microwave generation that everything is instantly in their hands that if they don't have video of it, then it didn't really legitimately happen.
Yeah.
But my thing is you're getting back to the FBI thing. You got to realize that, Trump was a supporter in other leagues prior to, him becoming president. He was one of the driving forces behind the XFL and some different other leagues that were trying to compete with the NFL. Mm-hmm. But the betting scandal, where did load maintenance come from when it came to NBA players?
Yeah.
I mean, you hear that now, load maintenance. You hear that. I'm not going to play as many minutes as I used to. I've always thought that the NBA was a corrupt league from the start. And you can't tell me that you're concerned about people's gambling problems, and gambling is an issue in homes all across America whenever everything you say, like you said, everything is sponsored by DraftKings or MGM Grand or whoever like that. It is that is the main driving force behind any sporting event now. They're betting on everything and anything on every game. You can place a bet up to the minute that Steph Curry's going to make a three-pointer to end the third quarter.
Right.
I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous, and I wish we would go back to where that wasn't the case. Because you don't think those athletes, not all of them, I'm not saying that a few bad eggs ruins the bundle. I'm not saying that. But when the money's dangled out in front of you, there's some that are going to go out bite it, and they're going to want to do it. And it doesn't surprise me that this is just the tip of the iceberg that's going to be exposed when it comes to the gambling problems, because there's millions upon millions of dollars every day that's generated from this source, from DraftKings, MGM Grand, ESPN Bet, all of that stuff. And I can remember when it was taboo. Remember, there was a player by the name of Pete Rose that was kept out of the Hall of Fame for gambling. And There was no proof of it. Michael Jordan was the greatest NBA player of all time, but there was always that rumor that the NBA sent him to Major League Baseball because they caught him gambling, and the way for them to resolve the issue was not to drag his name through the mud, but to have him retire and go play baseball until it all settled down. So, I mean, you know, there's situations out there that you can handle a little bit better, but I don't doubt for a second that the NBA and a lot of people involved in the NBA are with this load maintenance and point shaving and faking injuries and all of that there's going to be a lot more people exposed. But, guys, I enjoy your show. Thank you so much for what y'all do for Central Louisiana, and y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you for the comments. Appreciate that. Yeah. You too. You had a friend that used to say that, this was in the 80s, that he was convinced that the NBA was fixed.
I mean, that's been an ongoing theme for a while, a conversation.
Yeah. I mean,
well before this.
There was a referee that had gotten fired for his connection to gambling, and he did like a tell-all interview. I think he did a tell-all book.
It's like the 94 finals or something?
Yeah, and he was just talking about the way the officials favor certain players, and players know it. I mean, you know, honestly, you could see that back then with even a guy like Jordan. He would get away with a lot, and then you couldn't do anything against him. I remember this, you know, I sat front row for games, and I would see it. I'm like, is this really happening? It's crazy. Not taking anything away from his greatness, because I still think probably the greatest player of all time. That's another thing with the perspective that our caller was talking about. The kids say, oh, LeBron's the GOAT. LeBron's the GOAT. I'm like, oh my gosh. He's a GOAT at flopping and whining. If he's a GOAT at anything. I mean, he's had some really good moments, some good years, some impressive statistics, but I'm just not a...
Or maybe you have historical bias.
Maybe I do.
Because you cling on to things of the past in this nostalgic way.
Is that what it is?
Sports, politics.
Or maybe the eye test. Maybe I saw Michael play. And I didn't even like Michael when he was a player. I didn't...
You hate Chicago things.
Because I didn't... Yeah, I hated the Bulls. But at some point, you gotta be like, okay, it's ridiculous. Dude plays with the flu and hits a game-winning shot for a world championship. So he's something. And the other day, did I talk about this the other day on the air when they were saying how a bunch of kids wanted him to shoot a free throw and he hadn't picked up a ball in a few years? And there's actually a video of it. And he goes to the line and he's explaining to them the way the lines are and how that was made. Again, really the impact by Will Chamberlain on the game, how it changed things. Because Chamberlain used to take like a running start and jump from the free throw line and basically lay it in or dunk it. That was his free throw. But then they changed the rule to where you couldn't go outside that little circle right above the free throw line. Your shot had to come within that. So obviously he couldn't jump that far, but that was maybe his weakness of his game, were free throws. So they were always doing things to try to counter Wilt because he was just so freakishly dominant. But anyway, so Jordan steps to the line. He's like, I haven't shot in years. Oh, man, this is pressure. Swish. They didn't want to let the little kids down. The guy just has something unique about him. But I do, that will always linger, the question, did he retire and go play baseball because he was facing a gambling suspension? And the conventional thinking is, yes, that's exactly what happened. He was a known big-time gambler at like casinos and on the golf course. And I saw another person yesterday explain this, that athletes at the highest level, one of the things that separates them is their competitive nature. They are so competitive that they compete in everything and anything. And gambling just feels like competition to them. That's why they're so allured to it. Like Pete Rose. I remember when I was doing my radio show in Milwaukee in the late 80s, I had former Major League Baseball umpire Ron Luciano on the show. And he said, did Pete Rose bet on baseball? Of course he bet on baseball. But would he have ever done anything to cause the Reds to lose? Never. He would have never done anything to make his own team lose. And he was basically making that point, that is because he was just so competitive, that competitive juice has to flow somewhere. And sometimes when guys stop playing or they're not playing, or even while they are playing, they still find ways to find that as an outlet.
I mean, like Donald Trump, very competitive person.
Yes.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying just him.
Driven.
Aren't those the most annoying people in like personal lives? They always got to compete with you.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
we got to.
The one-uppers.
What you could do it.
The one-uppers.
Please give it a break. I'm not really concerned about like the moral aspect of gambling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's like anything with moderation, right?
Yeah.
Don't eat too many fatty foods.
If you're using it for entertainment purposes. Yeah.
I mean, I think going to the movies is throwing away money. You know,
really.
But I love it.
No.
It's just like the last caller said. It's just made sports insufferable, and it just kind of cheapens it to me. And I'm just not. And I'm not a big fan.
Yeah,
of it.
100%.
But I think you have a right to gamble, and that's what you want to do. And of course, a lot of people have problems.
I mean, I'm 100% convinced that a major factor in the popularity of the NFL the last 20 years has been the rise of fantasy football leagues, because people are so much more in tune. Football is the perfect vehicle for that. You only have games, well, I was going to say once a week, but now you have Thursday and Monday. But you have a limited number of games, limited number of teams and players who are impact. And I know so many people, they're so into studying, like who's going to be the sleeper guy, who's going to be the guy that breaks out, which running back should I get as a handcuff if this guy gets hurt. They're so into it, but it makes the interest in the game so much more. I feel like that's why like NFL Red Zone has come along, because people want to see in real time, what are my fantasy players doing? Instead of watching one game just for the enjoyment of it, I've got to see what my fantasy team is doing.
I just, in our famous term, me and you come up, I could not care less.
Right.
I just, at the end of the day, it's just not that important to me.
Yeah.
And I understand people that are. I've been in those, I've been a child and taken it very seriously in my day, you know?
Are you saying you were a child when you liked the Cowboys?
Yes. And a young adult. No, I care about the Cowboys. I still watch them, and I like watching my team.
But on a Sunday afternoon, if you go to the park with your wife and daughter versus sitting down and watching football, you're probably going to go.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're a better father
With
than
it
I
on my
was.
phone.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Some optimism on Wall Street. Key inflation report coming in weaker than expected for September, and that report was delayed by a week by the government shutdown. The White House now says there will likely be no release of inflation data next month. Trade also in focus. President Trump ramping up the trade war with Canada and getting ready to meet with China's leader next week. Job cuts in focus. Target cutting 1,800 jobs. Chip-making equipment company Applied Materials cutting 4% of global staff. Alaska Airlines under pressure, even though it says it resolved that IT glitch. It looks like the previous glitch hit profitability more than some thought. People apparently buying a lot of Gillette razors and Secret deodorant. Procter & Gamble results beating estimates. YouTube TV users risk losing access to Disney's ESPN and ABC. A deal between the two companies expires next week. And it's about to get easier to use crypto as collateral. JP Morgan Chase plans to allow institutional clients to put up Bitcoin and Ether as collateral for loans. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
This is Dr. Jonathan Hunter with the clinics. We provide primary, family, and chronic care along with gastroenterology, podiatry with on-site lab and x-ray services. I'm pleased to welcome family physician Dr. Noah Miller to our team. We are currently accepting new patients and same-day appointments are available. If you're admitted into the hospital, our doctors will see you there as well. Most insurance and Medicare are accepted. The clinic's on North Dalton, 445-9823, and online at theclinics.us.
Have a Class A or B CDL? Want to drive a local route every day? If you said yes, then you're who we're looking for. Waste Connections of Alexandria, Natchitoches, and Lafayette is hiring drivers with CDL license. You'll get competitive wages, paid vacations, a company stock program, a 401k with company match, medical, dental, vision, life, and disability insurance, and a local route with you at home with your family every night. Apply now at wasteconnections.com/employment. That's wasteconnections.com.
Hi, I'm Rhett with Entergy Louisiana, and I'm a customer too. I'm proud to say that our rates are 33% below the national average. Every day, our team is focused on keeping costs lower for you. We take affordability personally because this is our home too. So we work harder and smarter to fight rising costs while also improving reliability for years to come. This isn't just my job, it's a commitment to my community. Together, we power life. Entergy.
Well, good morning. Sunny skies on our Friday. 84 will be the afternoon high. We'll see winds out of the southeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Down tonight, considerable cloudiness. Overnight lows down to 63 degrees. And then for Saturday, a mixture of sunshine and clouds. Thunderstorms, there good chance, a 60% chance. Afternoon high, 73. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
All right, thanks for listening to us. Talk back on AM 970, 104.9 FM, and 100.3 HD3. But in the future, will people listen to us on FM anymore, Stephen? Apparently, some new Tesla models coming out will be missing one crucial feature, a radio. There's word their base level Model 3 and Y Teslas will not come with an FM tuner.
Wow.
They'll be sticking to just internet-based streaming audio instead. Something about how the electrical system messes with the radio signal.
Interesting.
Yeah, Tesla.
I've always heard them taking out AM.
Right, but politicians kind of got upset about that, arguing people still need that for emergencies and natural disasters. So, yeah, will we no longer have FMs?
Or will it just be whenever they start driving themselves?
Yeah.
Just be video at that point. So you can watch our podcast right here.
Right, just watch us on Facebook.
You don't need the radio. You can do it anywhere.
While you're testing.
We're on the internet.
Yeah.
On the YouTubes.
Speaking of Teslas, some of them are being recalled as well. Apparently, there's an issue with Cybertrucks, 60,000 Cybertrucks, because the front lights are too bright. So what they're saying is their lights are blinding.
I would love a Cybertruck.
Yeah. I have noticed, though, like a lot of times if I'm driving home in the evening at night and the car coming against me on especially more of the side roads, if it's more of the pickup variety, the lights are so much brighter now that I just have to almost pull over and just let it go past me because it blinds me. Or sometimes I'll do the little flicker, or maybe they're just forgetting to turn off their brights. I don't know, but
maybe their truck is so jacked up it's right in your eyesight.
Yeah, maybe so. But I see the lights and they're blinding.
Light is blinding for Gotham.
Back to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Yes, I have a couple questions, and after I ask them, I'll hang up and listen on the radio.
Yep.
First, I want to know who did we borrow the $38 trillion from, and how are we supposed to pay it back, and when are we going to start paying it back? Thank you.
Okay. Wow. That's a good question. Who does
tariffs?
Yeah. Well, maybe so. We are having surpluses the last few months.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to answer that question.
Who does America owe money to? Largest foreign holders of U.S. debt are Japan, the UK, and China. Japan holds over 1.1 trillion, UK 809 billion. So where does the rest of it? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if we have smart people in our audience that can break that down for us, how that all works out, but that's kind of above my pay grade. But let me see if I can do some research.
I guess no one's really taking it seriously because it keeps going up and up.
I just say print more money.
And up.
You know? Yeah.
Something that has been in the news lately.
Okay.
And there's tons of outrage for. Mm-hmm. And you know me, I'm critical of the administration at times. But I am not understanding the outrage over the demolition of the East Wing.
Yeah.
To build something else.
Thank you.
I do not understand.
It's stupid.
It's just like they're trying to like it.
Yeah, now they filed like a lawsuit about it.
But why? Look, that's one thing I like about him. Like, I would love to revamp some of our stuff.
Yeah.
I'm all about beautiful infrastructure. I think that's something that's missing in modern art and the modern world. Like, build the Ark.
Yeah.
It could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Build a nice ballroom.
I mean, that's what he is by trade. He's a builder.
I guess, yeah, and like you put your own little mark on your time in the White House. I get that.
Yeah.
I just understand the outrage.
All right, well, we have phones lit up, so maybe they have answers for us. I'm just looking it up. So apparently, the federal government borrows money by selling marketable securities such as treasury bonds, bills, notes, floating rate notes, and treasury inflation-protected securities. The national debt is an accumulation of this borrowing along with associated interest owed to the investors who purchased those securities. As the government experiences reoccurring deficits, which is common, the national debt continues to grow. Simply put, the national debt is similar to a person using a credit card for purchases and not paying off a full balance each month. The cost of purchases exceeding the amount paid off represents a deficit, while the accumulated deficits over time represent the overall debt.
So we're in debt. Breaking news.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, we need to take a quick break. We'll come back with those calls.
KSYL. Craving mouth-watering barbecue and juicy steaks? Head on over to Cole's Barbecue and Steakhouse, the top barbecue and steakhouse in Alexandria. Our warm and welcoming atmosphere is the perfect setting for a night out with friends or a family dinner. Indulge in our premium barbecue and steaks, fresh salads, and handcrafted burgers. Come as you are, we're ready to serve you. Visit Cole's Barbecue and Steakhouse today on Coliseum Boulevard across from the Rapides Parish Coliseum. Expect real good food.
Sunday on Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL, we close out October with a Week 8 clash in the NFC East as the Philadelphia Eagles host the New York Giants. Hi, this is Chris Carino. Join me alongside Brian Baldiger as the Giants head down the turnpike to take on the NFC East leading Eagles. Can Jackson Dart outduel Jalen Hurts for a second time? Giants-Eagles. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
Sunday morning at 11:30 on your station for the NFL, 94.7 ESPN.
A message from Israel Air Conditioning and Heating.
Yeah, my mama, she told me to pick up and call Israel Air.
She told me Israel Air.
She told me. She said they'll come running with comfort beyond compare.
At a very fair price.
Because we're all about your comfort, no troubles. Come 442-6657. That's 442-6657. We're all about your comfort,
Talk back. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
All right, the BOM Bank talk line is lit up. Let's go to the calls. Good morning. You're on Talkback. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You are on.
Okay. I didn't know how this worked. I wanted to address one of the things that you were talking about was change.
Yeah.
You talked about the Tesla cars, and I'm a retired teacher and coach, and I have a daughter and son-in-law in Baton Rouge, and they own Teslas, and they just love them. And so every time they come by, they get a new story. But change is hard. I still got a suitcase full of 8-tracks up in the attic.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm waiting. It was so hard to go from 8-tracks to cassettes.
Yep.
I mean, I just refused. I hate change so much, But,
Are you a Baptist?
Then as I got older, I realized, hey, it was going to happen. You might as well go with the flow, And so, but we've got just bookshelf after bookshelf of DVDs.
Yep.
So if everything goes bad, at least I can sit at home and watch, my favorite movies for 10 years before I pass away or whatever. The other thing I wanted to address was the bright lights. And as an ex-driver's ed instructor, would you mind if I just kind of remind everybody as you're driving and they won't turn off their brights or that the lights are too bright, to look down to your right at the white line on the road so that it doesn't blind you.
Ah, okay. That's a good tip.
So, okay.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Now you don't have to pull over and flip them off anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
While I'm jamming my Kiss 8-track, Kiss Comes Alive or Kiss Alive. In my 1975 Grand Prix.
Well, and I, like I said, when the Doobie Brothers come on the radio, I keep going, I still got that up there in the attic. I mean, to save that. But hey, look, also, I listen to you guys, and I appreciate what y'all do.
Thanks. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thanks for calling in.
Have a great day.
Yes, sir. You too. Yeah, back when I used to work for my aunt and uncle on their farm in Kansas in the 80s, my aunt let me drive their old Grand Prix. This was like circa 83 to 86, and it was like a 75 Pontiac Grand Prix, and all I had was an AM radio and an 8-track player. So AM, all you had were country stations out there, and I really wasn't into country music. And I found my cousin's old box of 8-tracks, and he had almost all country except for one, Chicago's Greatest Hits. So all summer long, for 4 years, I would listen to Chicago's Greatest Hits. They had some bangers, though. Those are good ones.
I thought you wanted a country guy for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Well, I do like George Strait.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. I would take George Strait over Bad Rabbit or whoever they got. I'd rather see Bugs Bunny than Bad Bunny. All right, another call. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, Stephen.
Mm-hmm.
If you eat black licorice, you'll never have worms.
Oh,
really? I was wondering why I'm having a worm problem.
Wormy. I only got 2 comments. I had a friend talking on the phone with me, and they said something about $1 trillion, and I said they wanted to know $1 trillion. They said the U.S. says they're $37 trillion in debt. What is $1 trillion? I said, well, you got the smartphone. I don't have one. Why don't you look up, if you spent $100 a minute, how long it would take you to spend $1 trillion? Have you ever looked that up?
Well, we'd all be dead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah. But it would be interesting for you to tell the audience, if you spent $100 a minute, how long would it take you to spend $1 trillion? And the other comment I was going to make, and I'm probably going to ruffle some feathers here. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I remember one thing that Rush Limbaugh said that always stuck in my mind. Everybody is a victim. Remember him saying that? Everybody wants to be a victim.
Yep.
Anyway, and when I drive down the road and I see all the disabled tags, and don't get me started on disabled veteran tags. That's a whole nother ball game. But there's something that I have found now. Sometimes I like to talk to people. I don't have one of those smartphones, so I get in Walmart. I have a little bit of fun. But there's a very large portion of people who just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
True or false?
Yeah, no, I think that's true. I think
they just don't care.
Remember when who was it, Marx, that said religion was the opiate of the masses? I think cell phones have become the opiate of the masses.
I don't know. I just, it's sad, and it's true. And I find that mostly with people who, let's just say, are advanced in years. You might just start talking to them, and you'll say something about politics or whatever, and then, or crime, even crime. You just say like, well, what do you think? What's going on? And people just say, people don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. No.
Hey, have a great weekend, Stephen. Get out there and get you some black licorice, brother.
Yeah.
I was waiting to get some in the my daughter's trunk or treat adventures yesterday. I kind of skipped those every time they handed them out. So.
You ain't gonna find that in kids stuff, I guarantee. All right. God bless. Have a good weekend.
You too. Yeah.
What is that? Oh gosh, elderly like a old time candy. It's like a root, starts with an H.
A root starts with an H.
Kind of sounds salacious too. Or something. I'm not trying to be rude. It's like, someone knows out there. For the love of everything great and good, just call in and tell me what it is.
By the way, if you spent $100 a second, it would take you 19,000 years to spend $1 trillion.
Yeah, but they made that hard-earned money.
Yeah.
That's the American dream, all right.
All right, we have to take one more short break.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics,
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy place every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
When advanced cancer care is close by, you can get a potentially life-saving screening without having to miss playtime. You can get treatments and checkups and still get home for dinner. And when that care comes from Christus Health, you can rest easy, knowing you'll be treated with genuine compassion. And that we'll be with you every step of the way. Your health, your life, our purpose. Christus Health.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
All right, the answer we were looking for is
Whorehound. Whorehound candy.
Had nothing to do with your dating life before you were married.
Lord have mercy. I think you're looking in the mirror, Al. It wasn't me. I was a good boy.
Well, so apparently it tastes like a mix of root beer and licorice, but a little more medicinal. And when I saw the picture of it, I'm like, oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like little candies with like white powder on them.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you find those packages,
Cracker Barrel.
Clays. Yeah, Clays, CLAEYs. They also have like root beer barrels are my favorite.
Those are good.
Yeah. Give me a root
Not my
beer
favorite, but they're good.
Give me a root beer barrel.
Old candy lemon drop. Like those little lemon candies. Yeah.
Did you ever have candied raisins?
Mm-hmm.
I love those too.
I love raisins.
See, I feel like growing up in the 60s with grandparents that came through the Depression, they just had like so many cool things that you could eat that were sort of off the grid now. But I loved it.
Those strawberry candies were the ones the old people in my church always had.
Yeah. Sonny, would you like a candy?
And then you have to I'd uncrinkle it during the prayer.
You asked our
caller. My dad would side-eye me.
You asked that caller if he was Baptist because he doesn't like change.
Hey, I was just joking.
It reminds me of one of my favorite jokes.
What's that?
How many lights does it take? How many Baptists does it take to change a light bulb?
What you got?
Change?
You want to change the drapes?
Thank you, Briar Barton.
And then you have like a split.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have two different churches.
So then we have the drapes we want.
Yeah.
It's so true. All right. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Yeah, you guys were talking about the debt.
Yes.
I still recall in the 70s, I had a couple of treasuries, and I was getting paid about 15%. And I regret that I didn't take any long-term ones out.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, that was back during the Carter period.
Okay.
But I was at a meeting recently where the issue of the White House demolition came up, and the whole group, more or less, automatically started hooting and booing because they were so upset about what was going on at the White House than King Trump. And it doesn't matter to me a bit what they do to the White House,
right?
Because so many different things have been done to it, not to include the British burning it a bit. And I just decided I wasn't going to say a word because I wanted to keep what little hair was on top of my head there. I was apparently the token conservative.
Yeah, I understand that. I've been in that situation before, and the Bible talks about sometimes not casting your pearls before swine. I'm not calling people that aren't pulling your views swine, but it's the principle of
Don't
it.
be a victim now.
No, you got to feel your audience, and if you know that something's not going to play well, then why waste your breath?
And look, I think it's nonsensical to be upset about the demolition and the revamping of the White House. However, I'm almost fully confident if Obama did the same thing, the right would be on. Fox News would have a tearing down our republic watch or something. It's just politics. It's ridiculous.
Well, he did change the tennis court to a basketball court, if you remember that.
That is much more American, to be honest. I wonder if they bet on those basketball games.
You never know. You never know. Maybe you got them to the poker table. All right, thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Speaking of the betting scandal, you people are probably hearing this term, the mafia guys that were arrested. Let me see if I can find it. It was in my show prep today. Okay. La Casa Nostra. La Casa Nostra. So the FBI says that it was a financial pipeline for La Casa Nostra, the NBA players and coaches. The term means our thing in Italian and refers to both the Italian and Sicilian American mafia families, which is a real thing, not just in movies and TV. The families involved in this particular scandal are the Bonanno, Gambino, and Genovese's. So we had a jewel heist at the Louvre and a mafia poker game all in 1 week.
Here's the key to happiness. Don't do anything important. Don't be involved with the money makers, the money givers. Just live a normal, true American life.
They would have gotten away with it, too, if it hadn't been for those meddling kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh!
The Genovese's.
Oh! There's the music. I bet we're done.
See you Monday.
You ever hear kids, though, when you say something like, instead of saying yes, they just say bet?
Yeah.
Bet. I'll see you Monday.
Might be a bad term now.
I know. Bet. Have a great weekend, everyone. Yes, we will see you on Monday. Monday.